Waste another day, eyes on my display. You say we need a change, and I feel that you mean it. You mean it. But you're so right, we're losing track of time, buying things online, and it's not like we need them. We don't need them. So can we just slow down? The only thing I'll do is lay here next to you. We need to slow down. Embrace the love we found. For you and I were safe and sound. And we just slow down. For you and I were safe and we were on the run, rocking around the clock. Now all we need is right here in front of us. In front of us. So can we just slow down? The only thing I'll do is lay here next to you. We need to slow down. Embrace the love we found. For you and I were safe and sound. Can we just slow down? And we just slow waste another day. I don't know to say. You say we need a change, I feel that you mean it. But you're so right, we're losing track of time, buying things online, it's not like we need them.
Can I be your star tonight? You fill my soul with light the day we met. I don't wanna leave your side, no. Have me by your side when the sun sets. I hope you'll still want me, I hope you'll still need me a million years from now. The seasons are changing, the nights ever fading. It's time we left the ground. Let's leave for an eternity. Sail across the lights beyond the sky. I'll be with you eternally. Guided for your love and keeps me high. Keeps me high. Can I be your star tonight? You fill my soul with light the day we met. I don't wanna leave your side, no. Have me by your side when the
Heard them say our best days pass us by, and most long for a place that they never find. I'm afraid I wake up when I die, and it is too late to climb anymore.
Let me communicate with the stream.
I feel like I should get. Hold on, really quickly. I'm gonna get my sad octopus back out. We here now? I didn't have to get my sad octopus out.
We're
Yeah,
back.
sad octopus. Octopus wins. Yeah, Seraphine's
Oh,
OP.
okay.
We saw that one coming through, but we haven't seen the rest of this. So, what are we expecting? Maokai's still in.
Yeah, that's right. Maokai's there. TF has been super popular too. We could see a Senna maybe to take that away from the Seraphine Senna lane because that's pretty terrifying. But there's the Maokai, like we're saying. So pretty standard, strong stuff draft so far. Not a whole bunch of spice with this one yet. And there's the Senna
Yeah,
too. All right, so there we go.
yeah, nice and easy. Senna and Maokai, very, very strong picks to start this one off. Maokai probably one of the strongest ones at the moment. LeBlanc coming through for
Ooh.
Presidium. I kind of like that. I'm half and half on a Presidium. Like, if you put the LeBlanc in the right position at the right time, yes, it can do damage, but they already have so much peel and so much backpedal with the Senna ult, the Maokai. It's gonna be very hard for LeBlanc to actually get onto those targets, and then you're adding a Cassante in, which is going to try drag someone away from that. How are you going to actually engage that fight if Seraphine doesn't land a good ult, if it doesn't get the right stuns? You need more setup, I think. So I think the jungler has to be something very aggressive here, either Lee Sin or Jarvan, something along those lines, just to make sure you get into those fights right. Then your ADC pickup,
Yeah.
are you going to flex the Ser? Oh, there's so many options here for PSE. Well, XG, they're going just Udyr. You just run at them. Who cares?
Yep. Big old tanky guy gonna run at you. He's gonna stun you. If there's anything that deals with LeBlanc pretty well, it's gonna be that CC, right?
Why
And
Jarvan?
another competent team fighter, yeah. And we even have the Xin Chao ban on the side of PSE as well. So just these in four hard engaging junglers taken off the table already. They're predicting that it's a Maokai support in a top lane Udyr then.
Yeah, I wouldn't have actually minded the Nocturne Origins out going over to PSE here. I did say
Hmm.
originally the Jarvan, just for the all-in, and I do like Lee's just to try to get a kickback. But all of these bans work better in favor for XG, I think, than they do for PSE because they still have a lot more flexibility with Maokai already being selected and Gragas now coming in. Is that the jungle Gragas Udyr top Maokai support? Have they now shown their flex?
I mean, it could be anything. I could even see farming Udyr with a Senna, or yeah, farming Udyr with a fasting Senna. They have so much flexibility over there on that side with XG. But yeah, I think that the best configuration they can get is probably the Udyr jungle, but not sure what exactly they're going to be going for. The Lee Sin, like you said, so gonna have some spicy stuff. Gonna see if Kappa Tai can really make this work, and the Vayne as well. So those fun high skill cap champions coming in from PSC. The Kindred rounding things out for XG. What is this draft? This is crazy.
No, like Kindred is my. I have a tattoo of Kindred. All-time favorite champion. Love
Okay,
it
okay.
so much. How are you last picking a Kindred into the Cassante ult, Lee Sin kick, condemn from Vayne, and Gragasol can also knock all of them out of it. So that's kind of cool. But there's three knockbacks out of the Kindred ult. If you're not ahead, you're doomed. And you know what, Phoenix? I'm going to give you every bit of credit if you manage to win this game and carry. But as a Kindred main, I would not want to be into this one.
Yeah, I don't know. Real interesting draft. I'm super hyped to see how these teams are going to play this. So do we have any breaks before we go into the game? I think
We're
we
good
can
to
go
go.
straight in. So let's go ahead. Let's go on and get in there. Then we can give a quick shout out to our sponsor as well, ProComps, a game changer app for the League community. It's a personal draft coach for both teams and solo players. You can use it with a variety of third-party apps, and it'll give you the ability to add custom champion pools, personalized tier lists. It'll give you live draft advice, real time selection advice for your champions while you're drafting. Super cool. They already have hundreds of thousands of downloads, and it's completely free. Go check it out at procomps.gg, and maybe you too might end up with a crazy, cool comp like the ones we see today.
Yeah, maybe Kindred was just a secret pick for this one. We'll have to see exactly how this one works. I'm very interested to see how the pathing is going to go, especially for the Kindred here, because there's a lot of talk about going straight to level 4, which is my preferred one. If we're talking competitive, get to your level 4, make sure that you are in a good position to get all sorted. I don't know, we will definitely speak about the plug once again during the series. But we will, if we have to get the plug talk in, simple as. But
We do, we do.
we have to get that KFC ward in. No, we're actually going to go straight over to Red Wall. I do like the KFC ward. It's just always making sure to see when the jungler's going for chicken. That's all it is.
Yeah, yeah, spot him out. But Redward's still going to be given that nice information there. A little bit of a standoff in the top lane, and the lane I want to watch most is mid lane here because we have the fleet on LeBlanc, right? So kind of more auto attack focused, just as poking. Have to see if Prim has the
Can we look
reactions
at
to
top
kind
real
of.
quick? Is Udyr just stopping Cassante from getting to lane? Yes, he is.
Is
Absolutely
oh
love
wow,
that.
it's the
He knows what he's
Iron
doing.
Wall.
It's what you got to do on
Alex.
Udyr. You got to make sure they do not get that starting experience. You just stand
Oh,
between them. You can give it up, but you just make sure they don't get it. But Flamingo's going to take the trade for it and then just loses half his health. That's how you play Udyr. Get it, Rover.
oh my god, that is brutal. That is insane. Flamingo definitely not too happy about that one. And Rover, man, asserting the dominance, putting the hurt on him already.
Yeah, so let's get away from that top lane XP gap that's already coming through and the well played there. We have the level 2 coming
Oh,
in. Cortana is just
okay,
gone. Just gone. Just
just
eliminated.
gone,
Goodbye.
just like that.
Yeah.
Level 2 power spike. You do have to watch out for that one. Vayne still gets to tumble on you and deal a ton of damage, but yeah, they used Seraphine to get the push. There was.
Yeah, just a really well played there. Just understanding the limitations that come with if Senna uses that Q too early. Just that absolutely massive cooldown for what is probably Senna's only real aggressive ability. We can talk about the the stun coming through from Senna. But if you want to be fighting, you need that Q up. And with it down, Vayne just knows I have the damage. I can just walk in on this one. And whenever you play ADC against the Vayne and you use that, you know you're in trouble when they start going forward. That tumble is, for the slowest dash in the game, it is terrifying as a squishy ADC.
Oh yeah, not to mention that auto attack that comes after does like an extra 100 damage. Real tough. I'm not sure how well this lane is going to work for Kartana and Improvise down here now that they've gotten first blood. I feel like when you fall behind as Senna Maokai, it's pretty tough to get to fighting. You know, maybe they're gonna have to look to play a little bit more roam heavy with this Maokai. Could be good. The Scuttle Crab is the thing to watch here now, though, as the Kindred Mark spawns. Ooh, double root. Wow, this could just be brutal again. Half HP gone from Kartana already. Chaos procs the Silver Bolts, tumbles forward just one more time. And just like that, it's easy as pie. They get it real clean. Capitai now has landed the Sonic Strike. He's going to go over the wall here. Oh, LeBlanc follows, and it will be a kill going over to the Lee Sin. The Scuttle Crab might have been secured, but was it worth the trade of Phoenix Flare's life? Prim gonna be walking out of this one, but loses half their HP as well.
Yeah, it's just losing everything on the bot side so heavily. Look at that, already 800 gold in the difference between the ADCs, and that's just going to continue building. And with Phoenix Flare then losing their life, getting their stack, they did get the Kindred stack. We have to keep an eye on those over the games. That's 1 so far. At 4, you've kind of min-maxed your stacks and everything. After that is just extra juice, but that's your min-max state. And getting 1 this early, it's great, it's good, but you need to be getting to about 4 by 10 minutes if you want to be the strongest Kindred you can be. And with Senna being so far behind, you need to step up as that new ADC. The other one has spawned on the top side with no prio in the mid lane, though. I don't think you'd be able to get it. And Seraphine also moving up. Alpaca is here to play.
Yeah, Alpaca moving around. They have the 3 members converging on this Scuttle Crab. I think Phoenix Flare knows to just give this one straight up. Can Alpaca make anything else happen? Not really. Don't really think so. Instead, this gives the opportunity for Kartana and Improvise to break the freeze on the bot lane. Capitai, he's going to start up the grubs as well. Alpaca starting to head on back down to bot lane. Got to help out Chaos, make sure he can farm the remaining creeps under the turret. So huge tempo, though, for PSE so far on the top side.
Yeah, really, really good work so far. That'll be grubs being picked up, and then Vayne also going to be able to shred through towers. It's going to be a very tough game if they continue to give up all of the kind of space that they are giving. They are going to move down towards that Drake, though. With the bot reset, they should be able to get it for free. The top trading decently, and Flamingo's in a good position. Low mana on both top laners, so we shouldn't see too much fighting. But then again, it's top lane, and they just want to hit each other, right?
That's right. What's better than slugging the opposing top laner in the face a few million times until you're both out of mana at half HP? At the very least, they both have teleport, so can start getting back. But level 6 on the Cassante still has more mana in the tank. Q's only cost 15 mana, by the way, so I think Rover just wants to clear this wave out, go for the base, gonna pop that empowered Phoenix stance to get that wave shoved in, and now he can channel his recall.
Yeah, really good work there. So we'll have a look over the map so far, and there is a bit of a goal lead already building here for PSE. They are getting in decent positions. We can see top pretty even, jungle slightly due to that kill. Presidium does have a lead. The assist and that kind of wave manipulation that they had early, kind of holding some of those waves back and then forcing Gragas under the tower from the bad trade. Really, really good work. What's this bot lane?
Decent Q misses. All right, locked up under the turret. Chaos has to flash away. Capitai now trying to get out of here. He's exhausted. Rover's ghosting. Seraphine tries to slow him down. Capitai's going to jump out with the safeguard, but that's a pretty fast Udyr. Can they push forward any further? Phoenix Flare has now arrived, but they're taking a ton of damage straight to the face. Dashing forward, it's Presidium securing the kill. Prim misses his flash body slam, but he will land the explosive cast. Capitai jumping out once again with just a sliver of HP. He's looking to live out of here. Can he make it? Alpaca Bowl or 2. And the slows aren't enough. Prim just rolls the barrel straight out and claims Capitai's life. Rover, again, trying to make things happen. Dashing out of here. The life bars are just so low, but the final hour is pop. Chaos hits the level 6, rolling forward. It's a double kill for the Vayne. Chaos making things happen, collecting a ton of gold. Huge overall win for PSE.
Yeah, just another kind of forceful engage there. Rover using the TP to try to get something going. And Presidium was there a little bit earlier to manage to pick up a kill. And they just They just get ripped apart. I'm not too sure what the idea is. Oh no, Kappa, please don't do this to Kindred. No.
Yeah, he's just gonna be attacking Phoenix at every opportunity. Does miss the Sonic Strike there, so will be able to get the crab, but no kill onto the Kindred.
Yeah, it's getting scarier and scarier now as they start to get. It feels like it's like rushing towards this mid game. I feel like the game's tempo has already started to pick up a little bit, and Presidium aren't really letting them play the game, which is their idea. You don't want Senna and Maokai to have any sort of chance to pick up stacks and get into those scaling kind of moments because that's when they become really strong when Senna gets all those stacks, but they're not getting a chance to get them. Phoenix can't pick up the Kindred marks. Gragas will always be useful in the later stages as it's going to be a full AP Gragas and it will end up one-shotting one or two, but it's still getting more and more difficult. Udyr lost a lot of pressure in the top. A lot of plates went down. Those grubs are coming into effect. 2 plates to none. It's getting scarier and scarier. And XG need to slow the game down, kind of keep their wards and vision up constantly, and make sure they're only taking fights with numbers advantages and no one else can come to help.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much their only chance in this game, finding these odd man fights. Prim taking a ton of damage here. I don't know if Presidium is going to be able to finish this one off. Got that static shiv, gets body slam backwards, will dash forward one more time. No more auto, but there it is. The flash enables Presidium to auto attack one more time, bringing about Prim's demise. Now, it is the static shiv LeBlanc. Do you have any thoughts on that one? I thought they had put one in the dirt a long time ago.
They keep trying to put it into the dirt, and then mid laners just keep dying to it. It's getting a little bit too easy for LeBlanc to leverage her advantages in the terms of she used to be the worst auto attacking champion in the game as they were so slow. They changed it, and then everyone went, "Oh wait, we can just bully everything with this." But right now, it looks like they're trying to force something here. But improvise, can you get it?
Yeah, Senna can't land the root. Phoenix Flare just waiting in this pixel brush here. Chaos is slowed down, takes a little bit of damage. Not really sure. Yeah, we don't have a Maokai ultimate available just yet. Not sure how close Improvise is to that. They're just waiting for Chaos to step forward. There it is, level 6, and the Maokai ultimate immediately used. Improvise now stepping in, but he cannot get the twisting advance forward. Phoenix Flare just a little bit too slow as well. The ultimate's committed. Nothing's really happening here. Prim is just roaming straight on down to.
But spotted as well. They've spotted them out on this one. There's no TPs to follow, and Presidium is on the way, but they need to pull the trigger on this one now, or it's going to be too late.
Yeah, oh, the bot laners have moved back past the turret. Now Kapitai putting a ton of damage to Prim. They'll take him down. Presidium arrives as well. 2 charmed up from the Seraphine ultimate. They will stand inside the Lamb's Respite, but how much longer can they last? It's a double kill for the Lee Sin. One more picked up by the Vayne as well, as Chaos is unstoppable. The Sonic Wave lands and the Resonating Strike follows it right up. A triple kill for PSE's jungler and another beautiful reversal play.
I said Lee Sin would be really good in this matchup. I said he'd be able to completely destroy them. And now look, it's 4-1 and 3. And I think everyone's been in that solo queue game where the Vayne is fed and the Lee Sin is fed, and you're just like, it's done. There's nothing we can do in this. And it's a horrible truth. It's like they have 2 champions that require good early games at the absolute peak of their early games right now. And it's going to be a very, very difficult game state to drag themselves back from. They're losing a lot of objectives, 6 grubs. They've now lost second Drake, so they're now even on Drakes. Phoenix is not getting the stacks they need. They're still trying to force onto that top scuttle that's always going to be contested as Prim trying to trade against Kapitai, who is just stronger right now with that completed item to nothing.
Oh, and he misses the explosive cask as well. The ultimate whiffing, that's really going to hurt XG here. They cannot find any sort of favorable fight to try to secure these marks. If you're Phoenix Flare, if you're the Kindred here, I mean, you must know how it feels, Satyr. It is not fun when you continually get denied this hard.
Oh, it's a Krugs game. That's all it is. It's just a Krugs game. You're just farming Krugs. That's it. It's a really tough position to be in, and it is always comebackable. There's always a mistake to be made. It doesn't matter what level it's at. There's always something you can do to either force the mistake or to capitalize on a mistake. There's always something that can happen that can change these games. We've seen it before. I think it was last week's game 2. We were watching where it was for sure one game and it just turned on its head and they just
Right.
walked over them. So there's always that opportunity, but it's just we have to talk about how much of an advantage they currently have and how it's nearly going to be plain sailing from here as long as they keep that tempo up. And Kapitai looks like they're in the area.
Yeah, Kapitai waiting in the fog. I really like this, but they get spotted out by the control ward. Phoenix Flare is around, ready to counter some kind of dive, but the efficacy of that remains to be seen. They're just going to be wandering around. Deep vision established for PSE. They're wandering around on the other side there, and Prim's coming on down. Can they manage to find anything this time? Packable gets tagged, but no real engagement is possible. Phoenix Flare they're just all hovering around here. Nobody really wants to pull the trigger. Nobody wants to find anything. The Grubs blocked that body slam. Did you see that? Grubs OP. That's crazy.
It's definitely an interaction that that'll be an LEC pause check right there and a chrono break. Hillesang will be screaming right now, the king of chrono breaks himself. But look, it was PSE looking for something to happen and looking for a mistake that ended up finding a little bit of tempo and time lost. But as soon as they turn it around, they go, okay, we'll just try dive mid. And Lee Sin immediately moves up. Is going to try steal this red now with Phoenix Flare just around the corner. No completed item yet, getting closer to that Kraken Slayer, but does find them.
Oh my god, so much damage just off of 2 basic abilities and an auto attack. There's the ultimate to close that one out too. Kapitai is just insanely powerful right now, putting so much hurt on the Phoenix Flare. Oh man, PSE, they're in a great spot. Improvise too. They tried to dive out the vein, and it doesn't work. They just completely get turned around on it. It's a 1v2. A double kill goes over. Chaos now 7-0. Oh, I really hate to say it, but sometimes you gotta pack it up, guys.
Yeah, this is a what do we need next draft kind of game. Like,
Yeah.
no one says it. No one says it's FFable. No one talks about it. But they just go. So next game, I think we should get rid of this Lee Sin. Maybe don't let them get Vayne. It's just a nice, calm kind of no noise moment of yeah, this one's doomed. But everyone agrees. But at the end of the day, there's something that they might be able to get. I'd like to see them at least try and fight one more time and see what they were looking for with this comp, because I feel like there's a lot of pieces that don't really connect. I don't really like the Kindred pickup here. I love the champion and I love to see the possibility of a carrying, but into Lee Sin, into Cassante, into Vayne, you saw all those picks and you still picked Kindred. Anything tank, like what about Sejuani? Just take the Sejuani sometimes, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of see where they're coming from. Like, theoretically, it's good this game. You have 3 lanes with Prio. Hold on, Presidium might be dying here. Takes the turret shot, but Alpacable's right there to patch it back up. Does a ton of damage as well. But yeah, you technically have like 3 lanes with Prio, right? You push with the Udyr ult, you push with Gragas spells a lot better than LeBlanc. You can maybe get around there to do stuff, but I think that Alpacable just being enabled by this early 2v2 win to head up to the mid lane and reinforce everybody, it just puts so much of a damper on the things you need to happen as Kindred, and it's so hard when you're in that position.
Yeah, and having seen Pride Stalker play before, where I believe they 2-0'd Astral Spire in week 2, they are very, very good at what they do. So I'm not surprised to see them doing this well. I want to see a little bit more of a fight from XG because both of these teams are 2-1, and if this was Swiss, they would be even. And I
Right.
would like to see them putting up a bit of a better fight, as XG just had easier matchups here, or are PSE just a tier above? And that's kind of the question we're asking right now in game 1, because it looks a tier above.
I would wholeheartedly agree with you. Just Kapitai has looked beautiful this game. I love Alpacable's movements as well. They know where they have to be. They know what to do, exactly how to shut down this Kindred. I think, the comms in this team must be on another level. So I really love to see this level of teamwork, getting everybody on the same page. I wonder who the shot caller is. That would be interesting to know.
I've heard they have no Discord and they just play off vibes.
That's impossible. You're straight up lying.
Straight up, they just vibe straight through every single time. Like they just know what they're doing. They're just that good. They're just built different.
I'm my jaw's on the floor. If that is really true, man, somebody get these guys a pro deal, because their ceiling with comms. Can you imagine these guys with Discord? They're going pro.
100%. This is the new C9 Slayer team right here. But it wouldn't be hard at this stage, actually, to be honest. But regardless of
I
that,
guess so.
they've been getting body. Let's be honest.
That's very true.
Rift Herald being used won't get the tower, but we do see maybe an engage coming through. Improvise.
Yeah, Twisted Advance comes, or sorry, that's the okay. Brambles Twisted Advance is W, but doesn't really manage to convert into anything there. They're just allowed to walk away from that. I like that Kapitai is trying to body block for his teammates, let the squishier ones, get out of the way afterwards. No engagement found once again. Kapatai's taking just all the resources. We have the big push in the top lane as well. 30 CS lead up there. Kanik Rooker, super hard to push past.
Yeah. What would I do in this situation apart from sit and fountain? I'm trying to think. So, like, I'm putting myself into Kindred's shoes because I do love playing Kindred, and
Right.
like we have one stack, we have a Kraken Slayer, and the opposing jungle who hasn't even finished boots yet. It's 2 items.
Yes.
I can't invade the jungle because I will die. I can't contest objectives because I will die.
Mhm.
We can't team fight because we'll all die. It just seems like one of those games where, as Kindred, you don't have the opportunity to play the champion the way it's meant to be played. Your champion design has a fail right now, and Kindred has been in a very tough spot in the last while anyway, because I think when they brought in the it's harder to take enemy jungle camps change, it killed Kindred. And then with all the item changes, she was one of the champions that kind of had a better kind of style when mythics were a thing, because you could build multiple mythics in terms of you could go for the Gale Force, you could go for Kraken Slayer, and from there you had full flexibility because you can go on hit, you can go for different styles of items. Once this came out, no one knew how to build Kindred, and then Triforce was the only option because you needed that sheen damage early. And then when it came to that getting nerfed, Kindred once again fell off to going back to Kraken Slayer, now into Trinity Force, which is such an expensive build for a jungler that requires early game. So it just, everything feels kind of off right now for Kindred. As much as I love the champion, I would not be playing it, especially in this one.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I can't imagine it feels super great to play right now. I like what Improvise is trying to do. I was going to say this is probably your only option, but Presidium's just too strong. Just too much damage with the Cyclosword finished as well the whole time. PSE, the rest of the team, is doing this Baron on spawn pretty much. Take it down to 20-30. Wearing that Baron buff, they're going to head in the mid lane there. I was just going to add the only thing I could possibly think of in terms of game plan is you shadow your side laner, right? And you try to get some kind of odd man fight while you give up the objective. But now you've given up Baron, you've given up the kill, you've given up everything. Your wave clear is not great either, especially versus Baron. So I think you might just have to take this one on the chin in your base.
Yeah, this is going to be a very, very quick game. It seems like PSE aren't really going to let them get back into this game. They're playing it very intelligently. And
100%.
I think even though Presidium nearly just died in a 1v1 against the Kindred, and both the Kindred's ult is actually still available, so it must have been tower shots that nearly took that one over. But I think if Kindred marks someone, they step back immediately. And I think that's the idea of, like, you can get a 1-3-1 going with the Gragas, with the Udyr, try hold all 3 waves, and then Kindred can mark one. I think PSE are just going, okay, I'm marked, I can't stay in a side lane because Kindred could be in the area, and they just dip straight away and just leave. And there's not enough pushing power available. Because when you look, it's like a perfect game. They haven't lost a tower. They've lost 1 Drake, which is something.
1 Drake and 1 kill, and that's it.
That's it. They're playing a really, really good game. And now you see immediately Presidium, who could be marked by Kindred, I'm not 100%, has now swapped to the other side of the map, while Cassante is pulled down to the bottom. Without using TPs, they've both just synchronized recalls and left. So I think whoever Kindred marks, they just disappear. So it's actually on Lee Sin. So I've just been yapping for 5 minutes. I've been trying to hype up PSE's macro way too much, but I forgot they're not on Discord. So they're just doing whatever they want.
Yeah, dude, I can't even imagine. These players in solo queue must be crazy too. I would gotta check out their OPGGs after this, but yeah, Presidium's pushing all the way, able to dash out of there. Udyr is never going to catch LeBlanc unless maybe they just go straight backwards, maybe go over the wall next time. That's okay. Dragon, 3rd Drake gonna be coming over to PSE as they take that one down. But can XG, can they 4-man the LeBlanc? They are gonna pop that Maokai ultimate. Presidium is gonna looking to jump away for their life. Flashes
Oh,
away.
no,
The Maokai ultimate
no.
just barely doesn't hit. They're committing so many resources to try to take down Presidium. He's exhausted. Finally, we get a kill going over a little bit less close to a perfect game right now as they get their second kill. Phoenix Flare does pick that one up, but Baron up, Grubs assault the mid lane turret and the inhibitor. Chaos and the squad are all here putting the hurt on the base. Now, I don't think XG gets anything else here. They can't really get forward. They've already used the Maokai ultimate. Sure, Rover's pretty fast, but Flamingo's pretty tanky too. They're going to slow him down. They're going to root him out, get some nice poke damage. Fnatic Bush is impossible because the Vision will pick up Rover, pull him back towards the team. They're going to attempt this. It's a 4v5. Rover's just knocked around all over the place. Chaos is going pretty big. He's just got to get one more auto to secure that kill. Never mind. Kapatai is going to clean that one up. Prim's over the wall. Cannot survive that much longer either, as it's a double kill for the PSE jungler. He provides now, trying to get away. Will root up the Cassante, but it only delays his death by just a second as Presidium is back in the action. They've TP'd after respawning, taking some damage, but not going to be too deterred. They've got the full strength of PSE behind them. Now with all 5 members alive and 6 grubs, we can just start attacking these Nexus turrets. It's only a matter of time. Flamingo pushes away the Kindred. Phoenix Flare has no choice but to pop the Lamb's Respite and hop backwards into the fountain. A few more auto attacks on the Nexus will do it, and PSE complete a very clean game.
Very clean isn't even the word for it. That was a warm-up for both teams. Like XG, that was just, let's see what they want to pick first, and it's a best of 2. That's all it is. They're going to win the next 2. That's their plan now. They're going to step back. They're going to win the next 2. Look, it's a tough one to call. It's hard to break down. It just seemed like from start to finish, PSE were just in complete control. That first kill in bot lane just ended the game, and you never want to give Vayne an advantage in lane. It's a true damage Draven. That's all it really is, and it just took over. Like, do you have any closing notes at all?
You said it. You said it pretty much as best as I could. Level 2 kill ends the game. Support movement too suffocating. So clean you could eat off it. PSE, there it is. You know, I gotta see something change in game 2 to be convinced that XG's still in this. We gotta see something else in the early game. They've gotta clean up the draft. They gotta clean up their very early laning. You know, it's a first 5 minutes problem. That's it. But get past that, maybe it'll be different. But don't go anywhere, viewers. We'll be back. Let's see what happens in game 2. It is not over yet. XG still has one more shot to bring us back from the brink.
See it through. We gonna live forever, forever. The afterlife. We gonna live forever, talking to myself and I can't focus. Yeah, I'm broken. The door is closing. Wanna be a part of something more than this. I've lost control of it. Oh, seeing the stars reminds me of you. You left me with scars, but I know that one day you'll see it through. You see it through. You see it through. You see it through. You see it through.
pair of jeans, a shirt or two. We didn't pack as if we weren't going back. It doesn't matter if it's true. I've got a feeling love will give us what we lack. The world is waiting up. The world is waiting half a step beyond our door. Yeah. And if it's not enough, I wanna see the stuff the world has got in store. I wanna take it all in, I'm falling. The cityscape by night, wanna catch in my photos. Where you go, every corner twice as bright. They'll be my treasures forever. When I can't hold you tight, I'll see the Stockholm lights. The Stockholm lights, the Stockholm lights. Tomorrow feels a year away, like the seconds, the beginning and the end. But if in time it's yesterday, your picture's gonna bring it home to me again. The world is waiting up. The world is waiting half a step beyond our door. And if it's not enough, I wanna see the stuff the world has got in store. I wanna take it all in, I'm falling. The cityscape by night, wanna catch in my photos. Where you go, every corner twice as bright. They'll be my treasures forever. When I can't hold you tight, I'll see the Stockholm lights. The Stockholm lights, the Stockholm lights.
eyes on my display. You say we need a change, and I feel that you mean it. You mean it. But you're so right, we're losing track of time, buying things online, and it's not like we need them. We don't need them. So can we just slow down? The only thing I'll do is lay here next to you. We need to slow down. Embrace the love we found. For you and I are safe and sound. And we just slow down. For you and I are safe and sound. We were on the run, rocking around the clock. Now all we need is right here in front of us. In front of us. So can we just slow down? The only thing I'll do is lay here next to you. We need to slow down. Embrace the love we found. For you and I are safe and sound. Can we just slow down? And we just slow waste another day. I don't know how to say. You say we need a change, and I feel that you mean it. But you're so right, we're losing track of time, buying things online, it's not like we need them. Safe and sound.
Can I be your star tonight? You fill my soul with light the day we met. I don't wanna leave your side, no. Have me by your side when the sun sets. I hope you'll still want me, I hope you'll still need me a million years from now. The seasons are changing, the nights ever fading. It's time we left the ground. Let's leave for an eternity. Sail across the lights beyond the sky. I'll be with you eternally. I adore your love and keeps me high. Keeps me high. Can I be your star tonight? You fill my soul with light the day we met. I don't wanna leave your side, no. Have me by your side when the sun sets. Let's leave for an eternity. We'll sail across the lights beyond the sky. I'll be with you eternally. I'm an addict for your love, it keeps me high, keeps me high. Wait for me, I'm not far behind. I know that I can change. Remembering all of those nights beneath the window frame. Don't know why we keep going round in the same place. Can't decide to live my life on the ground or in outer space.
All right, and we are back again with some more Vanquisher League Game 2 of PSE versus XG. And I think the scoreboard at the top is a little bit misleading. PSE took home Game 1
It was a
with a
warm up game.
huge
It was a
steamroll.
warm up game, Ultra. Stop. It's best of two. First game never happened. No one saw anything, okay? But we should see some changes in draft coming through immediately because we can't be having that again. There has to be something different. But you're not going to change sides either. So it looks like XG were happier with the counter pick Kindred, which I was not.
Yeah, if there's anything that didn't work that game, it was the Kindred, secondary to just the bot lane of XG in general. But, you know, God willing, Cartana and Improvise, if they don't get level 2 killed again, hopefully it'll be a lot more competitive this time. Hopefully, Phoenix can kind of get off the ground, uh, start flying through the sky like they're meant to, like their name implies. See what we're going to get. All right, and the
Mm.
Vayne ban is there, so that is at least some adaptation from XG going in.
Yeah, small changes can lead to bigger effects. And what we hope to see is XG break back into this one, but Seraphine already going over. Are they going to take the Senna in response again? I don't think they should. I don't. Yes, I would much rather see something that is I want to go in, I want to try and kill this thing. You shouldn't be allowed to sing in my lane and somehow win. That's just Dance Dance Revolution levels of no. But they're going to go back towards that Udyr, which I felt underwhelmed by it in the mid to late. I don't feel like Rover had the right ideas in terms of roaming, but his laning at the start, the way he sets himself up, very good. But Varus does go through, which is the other S tier ADC, right?
Right, right, yeah, and super good here. Great early game, powerful percent health damage versus the Udyr later on. Gonna round that out with the Cassante and PSE's 3 picks so far are quite formidable. Team fighting versus this team is going to be a pretty tall order. Might need to see something else, and surprisingly, it's not going to be the Maokai. It's instead the Nautilus trying to capitalize on the lack of mobility from the Varus, perhaps.
Yeah, and they're going to take away the LeBlanc now as well, which I quite like. I would like to see the Lee Sin ban just for how strong it was and how Kapitai just kind of tied them in knots, let's be honest, and never had the opportunity to play as the kicks were good. They didn't even have to be flashy, they didn't have to be insects. They were just good, well positioned kicks, and they will take that away, which I really like. Will we see the Nocturne ban come true from this one or the Vi? Because I think Vi could be very, very good here for XG.
Yeah, I like the Vi. Could potentially see it. Um, Nocturne just too much of a problem. I guess PC gonna consistently ban that one away. With no Lee Sin here, Kapitai has a whole bunch of different things he could play. Xin Shao is available as well this time, so still a lot of opportunity for these aggressive early game junglers. See where it XG is going to lock in here, and they're going to pick that one up themselves.
Yeah, they're going to take the Shins out, which was banned in the game that never existed, the game that we shall not talk about. But they will be taking that one up, which is a great pickup. Combine that with Nautilus, a lot of CC, a lot of zone control. Looking forward to seeing what they're going to go for in the mid lane. We're going to see one control mage. We should see another control mage locked in to play with that one. We should see an uninteractive mid lane if we want to see a good game from XG. You don't want to give Presidium something that is going to be under pressure. So I feel like they know this is going to be a nice safe one. Rel in the jungle is insane right now, though. Still very, very strong to this day. Really want to see. Look at Kabatai with the Lee Sin. Akali. Okay, never mind. They're just going to fight the victor.
Okay. Yeah, so that's kind of the opposite of what you were saying here. Prim,
Mm,
they must be feeling themselves. A lot of eyes going to be on the XG mid laner to build a lead, get some kind of tempo going throughout this early mid game, right?
don't like
Before
this.
chaos, before Presidium's allowed to scale up. Yeah, I'm not really sure either. I think Kali's early laning is super weak, and that's kind of when Victor shines. Is like this pre-6 window. So I don't know. Gonna have to see how it unfolds. Let's go ahead and get over to Summoner's Rift. PSE versus XG. Game 2 coming on in. Once again, PSE on the blue side, XG on the red. Yeah, going back to this mid lane here. I think that Prim, they might lose out on their window before it even starts if Presidium plays this right.
Same as last time, it's not going to have time to scale into this one. And like Akali really only comes online at level 8. And for anyone wondering why I say level 8 is because that's when you start to get the cooldowns onto your energy and everything starts to make sense. And you get to get through proper rotations of combos. The other issue is, how is Akali going to get through these team fights? You have Cassante constantly looking to either knock you back or drag you over walls. You have Rel with the Magnet Storm pulling you in each and every direction. You're trying to get shurikens onto people and you're getting pulled slightly to the left and you miss. Victor has the gravity field going to be able to hold you back, and then the Chaos Storm, you have to either travel through it and ruin a channel. Varus is just going to throw a chain of corruption at you. Seraphine's going to sing the finest medley from the top 40 pop charts. It's a very, very tough game to try and play as a Kali. Now, if you put a Syndra in here, whatever tries to walk towards your team is getting killed, right?
Yeah, I love that. Syndra's great. I like Cassiopeia as well. Really shut down the
Low
front liners,
range,
shred
though.
through them. I get outranged. That is true. So I don't know. Yeah, Syndra's looking great here. I don't know. Some other control mage could be good, but obviously
Azir.
that's not going to
There's
be
no one play
what's
Azir
happening.
Ultra. Azir's so
Azir,
good.
Azir would be sick here. You're right. Yeah. Um, usually don't see Azir in this level of play though, unfortunately. And Rover's going to be doing the exact same thing this time. Flamingo got a little bit closer. Didn't quite work. Okay, got a little bit of a replay, I think, but yeah, no, Rover's still asserting dominance. Not quite as effective this time. Flamingo's still getting the XP.
He's actually messed this up just a little bit by keeping the 2 in the front alive. You kind of want just a 1 melee so you can build up a massive wave and crash into the tower all as one, and you get your empowered Phoenix back just in time to crash in. He's not going to have it in time now because it's pushing a little bit too fast, so he doesn't get to throw it onto Cassante while they're under tower, so they have to choose between health and minions. And so he's messed it up just a little bit, but that's like considering how well he started the last one and the aggression he's also going for here. Very, very happy
Oh
with how
wow.
he's still playing. Like he's doing his thing. He's doing the Udyr things. And Kapitai,
Oh my
you gotta be
god.
careful here. Does get it though.
Yeah. Yeah, Kapitai manages to secure the Gromp, hits that level 3. Rover really trying to throw a wrench into things, though. I like that. I like trying to get up in the other team's business when you have the opportunity, when you've already pushed that wave. Doesn't really cost you anything. So really cool to see there. They know exactly where Kapitai is now, moving down towards the bot side. Phoenix Flare using this information now just will walk in. Might be going around here. Yeah, I think he doesn't want to fight Kapitai. Instead, he just wants to go for this gank. And now on this tri-bush, he's completely avoided the vision. Improvise flashes forward. Chaos is flashing away from the hook. Phoenix Flare charges in, but there is no third auto attack to knock up Chaos. Instead, he just gets to walk that one out. Even after flashing, he's got the ghost. He's going to be walking back in, even starts to hit Improvise here. Kapitai cannot quite make anything happen. They've turned it around. So tough for Phoenix Flare being unable to find anything off of that big flank.
Yeah, went for that tree camp clear straight into a gank, but they are fighting in mid and they're fighting in the jungle right now, so it's a bit spread out right now. Mid lane, Prim too low, good trade. Phoenix chasing down Kapatai, so both sides still wanting to skirmish early, and there's
Oh,
no way Presidium you stay here. There's no way.
oh, he is sticking around. Improvise. He's level 2. Does he go for this? All right, Presidium. I think Presidium smells something's up.
Stop
Yeah, and
dancing, just
they're not gonna be
leave.
going for it. The ward on the red buff. They know Kapatai's doing it, but Kapatai secures it. Can they get over the wall here? They're going to take a ton of damage, get knocked up, crash down over the wall, surviving a little bit longer thanks to Aftershock. They'll stun up the Xin Zhao, but First Blood is already claimed. Instead, Phoenix Flare gets rooted out. Alpaca Bull picks up the kill in retaliation. Can they make it over to kill Improvise? I don't think so. He's going to Spider-Man his way out of there thanks to his gigantic anchor. Alpaca Bull not going to be able to get anything else. It's a 1-for-1 on the bottom side.
Who wins that overall? Is it the Xin Zhao who gets a little bit more of an advantage onto the jungler who's actually taken more camps and should have a decent timing to go back? Didn't buy anything with their back though, the Rel, so they don't really get to leverage the extra camps that they got. The kill will definitely give the 300 over. It's a little bit... You know what? I'm going to give that in favor of Alpaca Bowl because Seraphine with kills, picking up that tier, getting the ability haste, will get to bully out this bot lane a little bit more. And when Tristan and Nautilus is your like winning condition, it's like that they should be able to smash bot lane, and they already have a slight advantage. I might give it over to the bot side here. That works out a little bit better, but I'm liking the aggression coming in from Phoenix Flare. Maybe feeling bad after that Kinder game and just wants to flex a little bit on it.
Yeah, but let's look at this. Improvise is already here. He does miss the hook, though. That's so tough. Cannot make this play in the mid lane happen. Phoenix Flare instead heading over towards the top side. Kapatai's already smote away the top crab. Rover has a lot of prio, though, and is level 6, level advantage over the Cassante. Is Phoenix Flare going to start up these grubs? Looks like he will. He will leverage the Nautilus's presence. Make sure that goes over. They are not getting 6 grub this time. Not like last game.
No, it's definitely a much, much better showing here already coming out. And look, I want XG to start this one off as well as they possibly can. I want to see a good competitive series like we had last time. PSE a little bit slower on their overall kind of, oh, Prim.
All in on the level 3 Seraphine. Perfect execution will finish off Alpaca Bowl. Kapatai taking a ton of damage as well. Gets wailed on by Kartana. And that's another kill going over as well. So plays on both sides. I really like this. The handshake was not a handshake. In fact, Prim just showed up and ruined everything and put XG on the board in a huge way now. I really like that.
Yeah, I'm looking at that Sheen coming out from the Akali as well. So straight into that Lich Bane by the looks of things. And they're getting some decent trading onto mid here as well. But that's a trade back coming from Presidium. The laser might do enough to kind of dissuade any further attempts.
Oh,
It
Prim
will, but
flashing
they're going to
forward?
flash. No
It's a counter
way.
flash as well. Phoenix Flare's here. Kapatai just going to be hitting him. Prim on 1 HP. Presidium as well. The junglers have showed up, but just to scare
Rover.
each other off. Great
Rover.
flashes, great respect
Okay.
from Presidium there.
Saw
Almost
Rover
a-
walking over and I was like, please don't tower dive. Please don't do this to me. They're doing so well. But Rover getting some really, really good information, going straight in. It's like there's a blue buff here if you want it, and Phoenix Flare can walk straight over and get it. Really, really nicely done. And just the change from XG already, they look more comfortable now. And even with out Spartan 113 being with Cortana, Cortana could still do work there and takes out Kapatai.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, 100%. It's like night and day, right? Between this game and the last one. Cortana doing so much better alongside Improvise, making these big plays around Dragon happen. Prim, this is Kali counterpick. This is what the R5 was for, I guess. They are looking extremely comfortable, like you said, on it. So only gets better from here, I think. I think they are past the hardest part. They're about to get to their very strong window.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing what they're going to be able to do from this point on, because they have the Drake, they have the Grubs, they have Prim, who's doing very, very well in this mid lane. The longer this game goes, I think the less effective that Akali is going to be unless they build up a massive lead. So I'd like to see Phoenix Flare working on that. We would be commentating on the top fight, but it's neither of them are going to die. There's no point in ever talking about it. It's just a wet noodle fight. That's all it is.
Yeah, those guys are like two plushies slapping each other back and forth. It's going to take about 10 more years before they put another dent in each other's health bars. So, rest of the map is pretty important. We got the Seraphine roaming around, improvise. It's going to get spotted out. Both of the supports have been moving around the map quite a bit so far this game. Both of them level 4 compared to the 80 carries 6 and 7 respectively. So, just goes to show you how wide they're trying to influence the map.
Yeah, great vision control coming in as well, and constantly looking to clear out vision. See if they can get anything going on the spot side. As Capitai is in the area, probably wants to go back towards their red though, but Magnastorm very, very close to being available here by the looks of things. It does have that weird split in it that's always confused me whether it's up or not. But it looks like it is. It does have just a strange white line on it where the timer usually is. So you're like, is it up? Is it not up? But it looks up. Well, let's see. Cortana now hovering
Yeah.
over mid. Everything
Okay.
is... Improvise has no ults.
Just
So
walks in.
level 5. Just
Yeah, just
dry.
gonna help.
Dry. Just taking this one dry. Why? Oh.
That is hilarious. Yeah, helps push the wave. He's helping out. They're gonna look for this dive. Alpaca Bowl. No, he's just gonna walk in, gets hooked in, and obliterated by the 3 members of XG just waiting in that bush. Now Grubs,
From
I
the
think,
dry
should
walk
be.
through mid to a dry peek into a bush where you just saw Nautilus cross the river. Nothing was up yet. They're still waiting on the grubs to spawn. You know they're in the area. Why are you checking that, Alpaca? So much praise for you, and you go and do that to me.
Unlucky. They felt too confident after last game. Opens this one in a huge way for XG. Now, this time, they will secure the 6 grubs. No retaliation quite possible for PSE right now. So 6 grubs going over. They've already got the 5th. Will be going down in just a second. And that side lane threat from the Udyr just gets a little bit stronger. The Lich Bane Akali takes towers just a little bit better. Not
Tristana.
Tristana's the huge one, of course.
Like, just those bombs are just going to rip through towers now, and the grublings to help as well. It's a very, very good setup here for them, and I think they have everything they need to win this game. They just need to keep an eye on the fact that Varus will get very, very strong in those later stages if Jin Zhao can't close the gap, if Nautilus can't close the gap. The Varus could do a lot of work here. It's very, very strong right now in this current meta, and I think if Flamingo can get to a fight first and Rover doesn't have the side lane pressure and the wave isn't in the right spot for him to continue a push, I think Asante could set that Varus up really well.
Yeah, definitely agree there. Yeah, it's just gonna be all about who's at these fights first, who's pressing the trigger first. I mean, super explosive engage. I think that no matter what, if you're engaging first, if you're putting that big burst damage down first, you're winning. Gotta watch out. And of course, it's about locking down Prim as well, locking down the squishy backliners if you get the chance on the other side, right? There's definitely some key targets that they have to keep track of, that they have to be saving cooldowns for. So misexecution there could cost them, but Dragon is up. Junglers starting to set up in the area. Kartana, of course, pushing for this prio.
Yeah, they want to get this Drake really, really badly. They want to set themselves up for multiple win conditions. And it's something that a lot of teams don't do, is that they play as like, oh, we're a team fighting team, we'll go for team fights. If you've got 2 Drakes, you can have a team fighting team and start to use Soul as a win condition, and then try to get that into an Elder to make the team fighting even better. You can always unlock more win conditions, but you can't get them back if they've already been shut down. You can't retrieve a Soul if they've already got it. You can always be a team fighting team, but having more win conditions just makes the game a little bit easier to play. You can give up certain fights. You don't have to go for this Drake is coming up. You get to sit back a little bit more and actually think about it instead of trying to force off of 1 or 2 and improvise, swing and a miss.
Yeah, not a good hit rate so far on these long range hooks. Barely manages to miss Chaos. So PSE gave up that dragon. They decided they don't want any piece of that. They're going to scale up a little bit harder, maybe attack the next one. Perfect execution used from Prim. Chaos Storm early on Presidium's own location, but Prim just muscles on through it and is able to escape using the ultimate there. Looking great on that Akali so far. Putting the hurt onto Presidium.
Yeah, really great work coming out there, and Capital using that Seeker's Bloom just to clear out a couple more wards We do have Phoenix Flare in the bot side, so we might see something happening, but it looks like the reset is going to come true. Once again, this top side is just a farming fest, which is currently in the favor of Flamingo, and the trade is looking good with Flamingo. Can you take this full trade? Yes, you can.
Flamingo is over the wall and he drags Rover with him. Rover, of course, ghosting, trying to get out of there, but that's a lot of damage from the Cassante. All out. Flamingo with the solo bolo. He's got to be jazzed about that one.
Lost more health from using his ult than the entire trade with Udyr.
Right.
Because Cassante. Just Cassante things. And how has he escaped nerfs once again?
Because he has a below average win rate, of course.
Of course.
It's too hard for people.
Yeah. There's definitely
That's
a skill issue when it comes to that champion, not just spam buttons and see what happens.
All right. Yeah. But yeah. Flamingo.
Cassante, like, can you honestly say it's a hard champion to play?
I mean, yeah, he's not that hard. The changes to W kind of removed a lot of skill expression. I think especially like right after they reworked him, you could do those weird hops and really like move across the lane. That was really cool. Felt like you were wave dashing or something. Presidium though, it's gonna get locked up. Yeah, great usage of the depth charge, helping Prim secure that kill. Kapitai gonna dodge out one more 5-point strike, but things are looking really bad for PSE so far, even though the gold diff isn't that big.
Yeah, for a lack of gold advantage, they've definitely got a better kind of vibe to their fight right now. Improvise still hasn't been hitting the hooks, but it doesn't matter when you're level 6 Nautilus, because you just press R and it's a point-click stun anyway. Sets up Prim for another one. And a lot of it is banking on what I was saying before, Akali getting a really good lead. They haven't got that mid tower down yet, though, which is the one that unlocks Akali to be able to move around the map, which is kind of what we want to see right now. They do have the Rift Herald, so I'm hoping to use that there. Flamingo still trading heavily with Rover, who was yet to complete an item, so going towards that Frozen Fist will take a little bit longer to get useful. And Prim forcing this.
Just shot the turret. Yeah, gonna be doing it with the Lich Bane. Hops over Presidium, dodges away with the Shuriken flip. They're gonna ride Kapitai back in and get back onto Presidium. Beautiful movement from the Akali. You'll love to see that. Kapitai now has to give up a little bit more turret damage. The Shuriken flip doesn't hit. Prim takes an extra turret shot. Barely surviving. Does Flamingo have anything to say about it? Phoenix Flare and Rover are going to be just jumping straight on top of him, but a lot of damage put into Rover so far. All out is used. They're going to drag Rover over the wall. Any more stuns? Nope, no more required though. As Flamingo pulls Phoenix Flare back as well, they're going to slow him up. He's Cassante gaming all the way. Tries to drag back Phoenix Flare, but it won't quite hit. Instead, Phoenix Flare will dive forward onto Chaos, immediately meeting his doom though, and Kartana stepping up to try to contribute to this fight. Now is forced away by the Cassante as well. A retaliation from PSE. They're starting to fight back.
Flamingo used ult, and Kana Grukarn gave him more health than after he had used ult. So he ulted, lost a chunk of health, got half of it back from an item, and then just continued to be full health. Never took damage. Just balanced champion things. But look, they're playing it very well. They're piling the champion very well, dragging Rover away from the rest of their team. They're doing a lot of work right now for everyone. And if there's one champion from the top lane you want to bank on maybe winning you a team fight, Sante's definitely one of them.
It's got to be Cassante, right? Everybody's favorite top lane tank assassin, team fighter, solo killer, right? So, you know, exactly like you're saying, Cassante is looking pretty good so far. Are they going to challenge this dragon? They're going to be walking up to it. Improvise steps pretty far forward. He's going to get flipped backwards by the Rel. Some stuns coming out, but Kapitai, they're in a bad spot. They're going to just get knocked up, slammed down by the Tristana Dunkachino. Prim on the backside is looking for a flank, and luckily Chaos knows not to lock there.
Yeah, but Alpaca's going to test the waters here with a little bit of a float towards it. Going to get that ward down, but it will be Prim stepping the other way, so they won't get spotted on it. They did manage to take a tower, which is nice, but they do lose that third Drake, which is getting closer to Chemtech Soul, which is one of those souls that, yes, you need to get them low for it to be effective, but in these longer fights that they're going to be having with the likes of the Cassante and the control that they have with the Seraphine, that Drake will get activated, and that could be the difference between winning and losing a fight. But great start, use the Rift Herald, get some more pressure. Who can answer this right now? Because nearly everything can be seen on the map. They know it's just Kapitai, and they know it's just Presidium.
Yeah, Presidium pretty far forward as well. Luckily, it's going to avoid getting engaged on. Double charge there from the Rift Herald gets quite a bit of value. Improvise looking for some kind of engagement in mid. Kapitai's waiting in the wings. Nothing to be found quite yet, but just a ton of turret damage from the bottom side.
How much
from
vision do they have
XG.
right now?
Yeah, I think that it's going to start to get cleared out here, though, as Alpaca moves forward. Improvise kind of by themselves. Going to have to blast cone out of there. Goal lead still extremely close, despite, these turrets going down left and right. Good macro play from PSE, despite kind of losing out on these team fights, kind of conceding a lot. Gold graph.
Yeah, a
Massive
lot of that
difference in mid.
gold it's most of it is in mid. There's a slight advantage for the Varus here, and in the top side there's a really big advantage for Flamingo, as they're
Oh.
doing really well. Prim, Presidium, one more 1v1. Go for it.
Yeah, okay, Presidium flashes away, dodges the Hurricane Flip as well, but perfect execution brings Prim a little bit closer. They're just going to trade ults and walk on out of that at the cost of Presidium's flash, so of course he cannot be as aggressively positioned anymore. But yeah, Prim is super scary.
Yeah, Prim is very, very strong right now. Victor at least keeping up in farm, getting closer to that second item. Hextech Alternator, are they going to go Shadow Flame second?
Definitely could be.
I
What
prefer
else is that
Lich
built
Bane
into? They
here.
already have the Ludens. I do too. You're hitting melee targets non-stop, I think.
The Q,
Pretty
especially when you
interesting.
hit that Q and you just laser someone, is just a wonderful experience. But let's see what Rover can do. Can they try and contest this? Flamingo is just dancing around that wall, knowing they have some fun with it. But this is the setup coming in now. Can they get it?
Oh, they catch Cartana in mid-air, lock him down, and Chaos picks up that kill. The Varus now on a killing spree. And, they're going to start a Baron. No way. This is pretty aggressive. They know they have the Victor TP if they need it, but Prim is looking to make sure that doesn't happen. They're going to flip straight onto Presidium, standing still. Presidium dodges away from the Shuriken flip. So much damage, though. Prim too far ahead. The Lich Bane doing a lot there. Baron's at 6k. Depth charge is used on Chaos. Attackable can protect him. Kapitai can as well. Who can really fight here? They don't have their 80 carry. Big damage. Rover going to be trying to slow everybody down, but all locked up thanks to the Seraphine. Phoenix Flare now dashing in, put a ton of damage on a Chaos. They're going to knock him up. The shutdown goes over to the Udyr. Alpaca Bowl too low, gets taken down by the wind, becomes lightning as well. It's a big turnaround, but we still have the Cassante all out. Flamingo trying to salvage this fight, trying to get something else out of it. One of the strongest members on PSE dancing away, knocks up Phoenix Flare. He's got a lot of Omnivamp, but cannot survive. 3 people hitting him as Cartana respawns and rejoins the fight. XG take it home, and it looks like they're going to take the worm too.
Yeah, and even without Prim in the fight, Prim was split pushing in the bot side. So once again, they managed to get this one. And once again, it looks like we're going to end up going to a game 3, regardless of how much of a stomp game 1 looked like here, Ultra. And
yeah,
you know what? I like it. I like teams coming back from the absolute brink where I didn't expect them to be able to. And it's nice to see a team play into PSE and actually put up a fight. And because they had such an easy time in the last game we saw of them, I thought they really took over. But I don't want to count them out just yet because they still have Chaos on this Varus, and that can still rip through the right targets.
Yeah, it's getting very volatile here, but XG, of course, have a massive lead and cannot overstate how different their performance is as opposed to the last game. To come back from a game like the one previous to this kind of performance, these guys also are built different in terms of their mental strength. So big props to them. Keeping it strong, holding down the fort. They will be looking to destroy the fort of PSE, of course. Kapitai waiting over the wall. This is going to be Dragon Soul. Has to be a fight. Has to be a play from PSE to start digging themselves out of this hole. But it's versus a Baroned up team. Early TPs all around. as they will arrive. Rover has to jump away, but Flamingo just walking forward. He's so confident. He's zoning for his team. They're going to start off this dragon, but it leashes, it resets. Improvise, trying to come around. They're going to put some damage on the Flamingo. Goes unstoppable. Death charge onto the Seraphine. Prim waiting to come over the wall too. This could be a huge flank. Everybody is grouped up. Prim is right there. Starts attacking Presidium. Misses a Shuriken flip though. Second charge of the Perfect Execution is used. Goes golden as well. Chaos trying to get away. Rover's just sprinting forward and he's immune. They cannot get him off with the blast cone. Prim's still alive as well. The stream froze. Okay, here it is. Kapitai trying to screen away. Alpacable's just in the middle of everybody though. Okay, it's a big fight for XG, and they're able to clean up the rest of PSE. I spoke a little bit too soon as the shutdown comes over. They'll take down Prim. Rover fighting for the rest of the kills here. Kappa Tai goes down. The pogo hops from Katana cannot catch up with Presidium though. Another big blast cone gets them out of the fight, but the whole while Phoenix Flare attacks, takes down that dragon. Dragon Soul over to XG.
Yeah, they've got Soul, they've got Baron, they've got Time, they've got Grublings. They've probably got the opportunity here to take at least one in-hit through a Phoenix now on the bot side as well. Can Chaos stop them here? I would have sent it there if I was Improvise. Maybe go for the hook that you've missed all the other ones, which might be able to get this one. And that could have been the inhib there, but Phoenix will step off as well. And they're playing like PSE did last time. They're playing very conservative, taking their time with things and making sure that they're playing the game correctly, and that's great to see. But it looks like we will go to a game 3, and what do we need to see change from both sides here? Because I don't really want to see the Cassante Udyr matchup for a third game in a row, right?
I think as casters and the audience, we might not want to see it, but I think Flamingo's very happy to keep playing this one. Rover might be too, given their immense scoreline. I don't know, I think those guys seem like happy campers. I think the thing we want to change up is probably this mid lane pick. Prim is a problem this game. Prim has been making things happen. Phoenix Flare looks a ton better on this Udyr, on this Xin Chao compared to the Kindred. So mid jungle, probably where things have got to get changed up the most. I don't like this rel for Kapitai either.
Right, so rel needs to be changed. Go back on aggressive picks, right? Go back towards damage.
Definitely. It's exactly what I'm saying. Lee Sin looks super clean. You know, I really like that early game power. Used it to great effect in game 1.
What about Viego?
I like it. I like Viego. I think Viego is super strong right now.
Because I think that most of the picks that are working out well here for XG are all kind of individually strong. And if you get a Viego that takes one of them, that could really shake up a draft. So I like the idea of a Viego coming into the next one, but let's just finish off this one first before we get too into next draft, because we're coaches as well as casters, and we always like to help people out when it comes to a same with our plug, but that's a different type of plug.
They know where Alpaca Bowl is. The chains do land, but it doesn't quite do anything at all. It's a clean pick for XG, and they're ready to start pushing forward into the space. They have the 6 grubs loaded up and ready to go. As soon as this wave crashes on mid, Kartana's gonna put that charge on the turret as well. Hook goes wide. Yeah, okay, the wave clear though without Baron. Presidium is gonna make this very difficult for XG.
Yeah, Rover right now trying to get more pressure on that bot side. They've already taken out Alpaca. Alpaca will come back. Should be able to get something set up. We might see that ult come out. We might see a change with Presidium. Just trying to hold these off, but there's Kapitai.
They pulled him out of his jump. Kapitai flashes over the wall, still barely alive. We get healed up a little bit by the Seraphine shielding, but Presidium is hooked in as well. His shield can't keep him up. Phoenix Flare takes down the kill. Flamingo is here though, and Chaos picks up the shutdown as well. They're pushing Rover backwards using the Cassante CC, and Flamingo is still ghosted. They can try to push forward, but Depth Charge immediately puts a damper on that, along with the Glacial, slows everybody down and fully disengages the fight.
Manages to take That's actually a decent fight there. Like they do come out winning slightly. They do get to buy themselves a little more time. If they can get the Baron, that could definitely change things here. Prim waiting in the back with the flank angle ult available. Can they execute more than one here in this fight? Is Cartana just standing there menacingly?
Yeah, Cartana just giving full vision, kind of like a human ward there, gets rooted out. But are they going to get pulled back in? Yes, the Cassante lands the CC and immediately goes all out. Baron's already down here. Flamingo has to try to run away. Everybody's going to collapse on a Prim. Prim is just in this bush. They're going to go walk right into him. Shuriken flip hits on Chaos. Rover now moving forward, slowing everybody down. They're all caught in this choke point here. A lot of damage coming out, though. The Chaos Storm buying them some space as well. But hook lands. Flamingo reeled back in. They're kiting the best they can. Phoenix Flare has respawned, has arrived at the fight. Improvise lands another hook. The Magnet Storm. Kapitai trying to buy some more time for his team, but he cannot do it. Except he can just a little bit more. Another shutdown coming over to Alpaca Bowl. It's a slugfest. Even kills on both sides.
But there's still so much more to do. There's Elder Drake is coming up as well. Do they have enough time to leverage the Baron, or was it just a gold injection to try get them a little bit more in terms of items? We've seen the Knight's Vow as well coming out from the Rel, so they're worried about trying to keep someone alive. This game has been... It's been just fingernails on the side of a cliff. They're slowly losing grip, but then they somehow get this Baron. They somehow bring themselves back in. What can they do from this point on, though? Because you have a 1-in-5 Victor that's hasn't got the Rabadon Stack Cop, hasn't got anywhere close to Shadow Flame. They don't have the pen. Will they be able to get through the Udyr long enough to be able to get onto Prim?
Oh, no.
It doesn't matter when it's on Chaos.
Yeah, Chaos, he's down here all by himself, pretty much. The perfect execution. But wait, that's actually a ton of damage with the chains. Can he trade back? He flashes away from the Akali, and they'll just immediately trade. It's a double KO as they both go down. Unbelievable. But that's the strongest member of XG. Phoenix Flare is alone in the middle of Presidium and Alpaca Bowl. Presidium has enough burst damage to take down the Xin Zhao. And of course, Flamingo is just rampaging in this back line. Takes down the Tristana. Improvises next to fall. Cannot make anything else happen. That double trade meant everything. And Flamingo will push away Rover. Open up the Elder Dragon. Can he close out this kill? I don't think so. But the Elder Drake, that's the prize.
That's the prize, but do they have the waves? Will they be able? Is it going to be a reset, push mid, group end? Without the inhibs being down, they didn't have a lot of pressure here, XG. So this could be the game ender. This could be it right here, right now. Like, that has to be the worst feeling. You've had a Baron, you've had Soul, you've had 6 Grubs. Losing that Elder straight after losing the Baron, the cash injection alone will bring them back into this one. And now Varus is rivaling the Akali in money.
Yeah, rivaling the Akali in money. Down the flash, though, importantly, used it in that last fight to guarantee the extra damage on a Prim. Prim has the flash, has the Zonias ready to go. But can they stand up to the Elder Dragon? Can XG survive this massive push that's coming in? At the very least, there's no Baron buff. The minions are still pretty vulnerable. Cartana is going to try to do something about that wave, but these lasers are going to hit like a truck. These arrows as well. It is tense.
It is tense. It's all on this. Rover has a decent flank angle here. Same with Prim. But they know Prim is there. The setup is there. But no, Kapitai's caught.
Yeah, they'll reel in the Rel. And it's going to be Flamingo diving into stun up. The charm lands. Phoenix Flare, he goes down. Rover as well. The Elder Dragon is just too much to contend with. Prim trying to dash through the fight, but gets pulled back by the Magnet Storm. Kapitai locking down the mid laner. They're going to be able to escape using the second charge of the Akali ultimate, though. 3 members strong versus the Elder Baron, the Elder buffed team, the Elder Dragon buffed team of PSE. They'll take down this mid lane turret. They'll take down the mid lane inhibitor as well. Is there anything else for XG to do here? They've got not much left in the tank. Prim, no ultimate to make anything happen. Shuriken flip goes wide as well. Kapitai, the frontliner, can lock everybody down. They'll put in one more hook in desperation, but all PSE has to do is hit the Nexus, and they'll take down XG in a comeback of a game, making it 2-0, taking the series as well.
I spoke about the Varus. I said it could be a difference maker, and that 1v1 just completely changed it. Like, the Baron was great macro, great work from them, but winning that 1v1, even though you died, it was the perfect trade for them because it sets them up for the rest of the fight. And PSE are disgusting. Like, they are the G2 now of this league. It doesn't matter how much of a lead you have, how good your game looks. They just say no and take 2 objectives and end the game. That is... I feel awful for XG because I honestly thought we're going to game 3 and they adapted so well in their draft from game 1 to game 2 to put themselves in the position they were in. And I had so many doubts about the Akali. And it was just, I said, what are you going to do against Varus? He will just chain of corruption you because you have to go in straight lines against Varus as an Akali. And it happened. And I feel awful because I feel like the Akali had every single tool available to win that game, and it just didn't pan out for them. It's just one mistake changed it. And yeah, look, I think a lot of it goes to Varus there. Chaos really opened that one up for them.
Yeah, Chaos stayed cool, managed to avoid dying throughout the early game, shows up big in the late game, even versus this massive assassin. Yeah, big props to Prim and Modern Spartan for bringing it. They looked tons better this game, but ultimately it just wasn't enough. PSE, these guys are a force to be reckoned with, and you got to watch out for them moving forward. The very last thing we'd like to do on stream today is just give a quick shout out to Pro Comps. I think our mics were cut off when we were giving them a shout out before, so we'll just talk about them just super fast. Pro Comps is a third-party tool. It's a draft coach tailored to you personally, can help give you champion pool recommendations, or can help tailor your draft given your own champion pool that you give it, and your tier list of champions for you personally. Help give you and your team that drafting edge. Hundreds of thousands of users already, completely free. Go check that out online. Thank you, ProComps, for sponsoring our stream. We hope you all in the audience enjoyed the action today. We will catch you guys next time. Join us tomorrow for some more Titan Esports.
The world is waiting up. The world is waiting, half a step beyond our door. Oh, and if it's not enough, I wanna see the stuff the world has got in store. I wanna take it all in, I'm falling. The cityscape by night, wanna catch in my photos. Where you go, every corner twice as bright. They'll be my treasures forever. When I can't hold you tight, I'll see the Stockholm lights. The Stockholm lights, the Stockholm lights.
another day, eyes on my display. You say we need a change, and I feel that you mean it. You mean it. But you're so right, we're losing track of time, buying things online, and it's not like we need them. We don't need them. So can we just slow down? The only thing I'll do is lay here next to you. We need to slow down. Embrace the love we found. For you and I are safe and sound. And we slow down. For you and I are safe and sound. We were on the run, rocking around the clock. Now all we need is right here in front of us. In front of us. So can we just slow down? The only thing I'll do is lay here next to you.
Hello, folks. I am your broadcaster, Shargan. I just wanted to drop by and say hello. I've got Kapitai from Pride Stalker Esports on the interview desk. Kapitai, how is it going? How was that Lee Sin game?
The game felt great. Been definitely practicing it, and the draft just looked pretty nuclear for a Lee Sin game. And plus, we have Ohani, who's the best drafter, in North America. So
All right. Yeah, no, it seems like y'all have been having a lot of fun this split.
Yeah,
How's
absolutely.
things been shaping up for you?
Good. We definitely we took a pretty tough loss last week, but I think all in all, it ended up being good for us. Right? It was we came into the league pretty assured that we were guaranteed playoffs, and then losing pretty decisively last week was 100% a wake-up call, and it brought a lot more seriousness in scrims, a lot of team growth over the past week, and I think that definitely showed today.
It absolutely did. I mean, that Akali certainly seemed like they were giving you a little bit of trouble in the middle of that game too. Was there any particular game plan y'all were able to kind of come up with on the fly to sort of deal with Prims during that?
I think once we got to mid-game team fights, even though we were super far behind, that's kind of what our comp wanted to do. So we were doing pretty good, comms-wise, just marking Akali, and then I don't know, my AD carry is an absolute madman for trying to 1v1 him with Elder up, and somehow traded 1-for-1 with a Fed Akali on Varus, but that was that definitely ended up setting the tone.
That was really entertaining. And I guess you just said you used comms because I heard from Sater that y'all actually just function off of vibes. Like, you actually turn off your mics and don't even talk to each other. You just kind of go with the flow and speak psychically. Is that true?
I mean, it may seem like that, we definitely have good vibes in the chat, but no, definitely a lot of comms, especially this week. I was telling them in between games, I'm surprised that none of them told me to shut the fuck up, because I was pretty much never not speaking, especially in game one when it's so high tempo.
Absolutely. Well, Kapitai, thank you so much for dropping by and giving us some words. You got anything you want to say before you sign off?
No, I just, got to give a shout out to all the boys. We played really well today. And, I got to give a shout out to Phoenix Flare. It's good to see that there is at least, one other person in this league that can play jungle role. So fingers crossed that we'll find more. But
Absolutely. Well, I am certainly looking forward to seeing what Pride Stalker does going forward in the future. Folks, thank you so much for tuning into the broadcast today. We greatly appreciate y'all stopping by. ProComs, thank you for your support as well. Stick around. We're going to be going ahead and checking out Aegis Esports GG. They seem to still have their games running, so we're going to be going and raiding them.
Eternity. We'll sail across the lights beyond the sky. I'll be with you eternally. I'm an addict for your love. It keeps me high. Keeps me high.